The brand development and brand design process plays critical parts of the marketing and the success of a company. I want to show you not only what successful brand design looks like, but also how to brainstorm these concepts and ideas. First of all, a simple question you might think you know the answer to. What is branding? The word branding comes from branding an animal, so a farmer or caretaker can take claim of their stock. This would include a series of numbers or another way to identify the cow. When you saw that number, everyone knew where that cow belonged, even if it was found miles from its home. The same is the case for modern branding. You can take a look at any company asset like flyers, mobile websites, or social media posts, and perhaps already find yourself familiar with the company that created it. We know this by looking at very memorable brands like Apple, with their distinct Apple icon, but we also recognize Apple products and their user interfaces by its simplistic design and distinct look. And colors can play big parts of this recall or brand memory for viewers. Twitch, for example, uses this very unique, bright purple colored icon. It only needs to be that purple icon on its homepage for it to be instantly identifiable, even without the company name being next to it. We mostly think of branding or identity design as the following items: a logo, maybe a color palette, and some various marketing materials like letterheads and business cards. And while all those play big parts of the overall brand design process, they just show the outer layer of the many layered brand onion, if you will. There is also brand language that needs to match the visuals. For instance, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. They have a heavy focus on social issues and sustainability. You cannot unwrap their visual branding from their brand language because they're one and the same. The headlines, words, and phrases they use in their advertisings and posters and flyers and social media are equal in importance to their appearance. We communicate with the viewer with both types. One, your brand language, or how you write and communicate to the viewer, and your visuals, which is going to be your graphics and your design. And this is why, as a designer, you need to think about this brand language, because working with the client to write it or craft it, or working already with written copy, is important to be able to do. So all these are developed in tandem and they both harmonize. Along with the text and language that appears with the visuals, there's also emotions that brands evoke with their visual branding. Take, for instance, the popular home exercise company called Peloton. A quick review of their website and brand presentation gives us a higher end, clean look, which caters to their target audience, which is mostly those with the ability to afford the almost $2,000 bike and the monthly subscription fee. Notice the white space used throughout their layout. I noticed even their bike design is simple and clean, and their videos are packed with quick transitions and energy, so the brand needs to echo that energy in all of their visual branding. In some cases, brand packaging can be very effective at communicating the brand's emotions, feelings, and language. This can be done by having a unique package size or form. Take, for instance, the language they use on this can. I love this brand, and they have a cute little simple phrases at the top and sides of the can that give you this kind of youthful and playful vibe. Experience can play a big part of branding. The big unboxing craze that hit YouTube many years ago perfectly explains how important this experience can be for consumers. Take, for instance, the unboxing of a subscription box. What does the outside of the box look like? When I open it, is there a greeting card that kicks off the unboxing experience? How is everything wrapped up? What type of paper do they use? Designers are the ones who help to craft all of these items, and being able to develop and adhere to the brand's feel and ethos is important. The quick takeaway to all of this is brand design is multifaceted, with so many different factors at play outside of just how it looks. I want you as a designer to be able to think about and focus on all aspects of branding process so you can be effective working on a team to do this or crafting brand designs all on your own. We just reviewed how brands are more than just the logo and tagline. There's a brand language, there's product presentations, there's user experiences, and there's just so much to think about. The roles most graphic designers take in this process is the visual branding and trying to communicate the brand language with visuals. Your final deliverable, or what most clients will expect from you, is a standard predictable assets like logo design files, but it could range from package designs, marketing materials, the entire social media campaign. We're going to take a look at fantastic looking visual branding examples to give us a little bit of inspiration before we get working on our own example for the course. Most strong brand campaigns include something called a unifying theme. That means all visuals are connected somehow through words, language, colors, shapes, or patterns. And take, for instance, this one for a mall called River Mall. All visuals share a similar pattern throughout all the materials. What's great about this particular brand design example is they created a flexible design system that can adapt to so many different project sizes and types. Instead of limiting the client to a restricted set of usable assets, they expand that out to an infinite array of possibilities. You can see the unifying theme throughout this brand presentation. Not only does it feature set color palettes throughout, it has a geometric shape system they use to create patterns and shape of any type of size or surface. You may find that some designers even develop a custom icon set, like for this coffee company brand. There is consistency in the thickness of the lines throughout the icon set that matches the more thin typeface used for the main logo type. The style of the logo can also echo in other design elements as well within the same brand system. This restaurant has a typeface as their main feature of their company, but it can also exist with a visual element, the chicken. It can exist as a vertical presentation or a horizontal. When a designer starts to extend a brand onto other items like menus or the interior wall design here, they need to have other brand elements to incorporate and tie everything together. Solid brand design has both structure and guidelines. You can see here with its clothing store company the rules of how to properly use the type size with the subheadings, being set to 54.5% of the main header type size. There's some structure there. They call these brand guidelines for a reason. It helps other people who may be involved with the design of future items for the company to know how to properly use it and to stay true to the original brand's design ethos. We had a chance to see some great examples of brand design, and we're going to get more chances to see inspirational examples as we move throughout the course. We're going to be working with the entire brand design process. So make sure you download the 40 plus page guide. That will be super helpful for those who like to learn with offline materials or like to have something nearby to reference. The brand design process can be intense, but fear not. There are logical steps we walk through to go from this, just an idea in our heads, to something like this, where it's well put together, it's finished, and it's ready to be executed. We're going to walk through an example brand design project using a mock sushi restaurant called the Sushi Club. And we'll start with a good amount of research before we get started with any type of visual design work.